What is going on, YouTube? Today I'm making a video all about what I wish I knew before starting a podcast. So if you've ever thought about starting a podcast, this video is going to have a ton of value for you. So I'm going to give you tons of tips and tricks, but before I do that, I got to get to school. So let's go do that. Thank you. All right, I'm back. Let's get inside. Let's talk about all the things I wish I knew before I started a podcast, so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Let's go. All right. Let's teach you about podcasting. So like anything, when I started podcasting, I was super excited to go. I was ready to do it. I was ready to kill it. I thought I knew everything. I watched a ton of YouTube videos, but yet I still made a ton of mistakes. So that's what I'm going to kind of gear this video around, is trying to help you avoid the mistakes that I made so that you don't have the same negative repercussions that I did, because they were plentiful and they were a royal pain in the ass. So let's get into them. First mistake I made was my mic choice. The mic I'm about to show you is a mic that I see almost every podcaster buy, and now that I know that it's not the best fit, it irks me. And that is this right here, the Blue Yeti microphone. It's serviceable. If it's just gonna be you, it's okay, but it does pick up a lot of reverb for in the room. So if you have a room that's heavy hardwood or heavy concrete, things like that, it picks up so much reverb, so you hear echo. And if you have to use the setting, or if you have to situate yourself with a guest in the same room, it sounds pretty bad. My first few episodes, when I had guests in studio, were recording just using that mic, the Blue Yeti, and the sound quality was not great. There was so much echo, and like I didn't have anything else to compare it to, so but you could tell it wasn't that great. So then I went ahead and I purchased two of these bad boys right here. They are the Audio-Technica ATR 2100, I believe is the model number. It'll all be linked down below. So anything that I mention, all the links are down below. So go check that out if you decide that you want that for you. But I think that's a way better fit. The sound quality is far more crisp, and if you're better off getting two of those. It'll be almost the exact same price as the Blue Yeti. So even if you have somebody in studio and you need two mics, you still have that option if you buy two, and it still has that USB option as well, which is the main reason why a lot of people go for the Blue Yeti, is because of the convenience of the USB. But the ATR also has that as well. So I would recommend go for two of these, almost the same price, far better value, far better quality. The next mistake I made is, if you're not going to have guests in studio all the time, which chances are with the technology at your disposal and the ease of getting guests that are abroad and things of that nature, you want to do a lot of it remotely. So you're going to have to record the audio some way. And I watched some videos, and I saw somewhere where it said that this IBDTL, I believe it was called, a service for recording your calls, was the top quality. So I bought it. They make the pricing structure so that it makes a lot of sense to buy the whole year. It was like $400. I bought it, and it was crap. My internet quality, or I don't know what the issue was, but it wasn't strong enough for me to even make a call. And so I used it for a few potential guests, and the calls didn't even end up going through. So that ultimately led to the guests getting frustrated, myself getting frustrated. So then when we finally just resorted to Skype, I was on edge. The quality of the conversation wasn't as good. The flow wasn't as smooth because of the frustration experienced by IBDTL. I believe that's what it's called. I'll find it and I'll put the picture of it right here. And then when I called to cancel it, and I said that of all of my issues that I was experiencing and I wanted to opt out of my year, they basically told me to suck it. It sucks to be you. They didn't offer me any sort of refund, nothing whatsoever. They said sucks. I think the exact quote they said was, "We're not in the business of issuing refunds." And I was just like, bruh. I'm out $400 because I'm trying to deliver the top quality, and I can't deliver quality at all because your service didn't work for me. So I would avoid them like the plague because, one, it may not work if you don't have a strong enough internet, and two, their customer service is brutal. And I don't mean to bash them. Like, I don't like to bash someone's company, but I'm just saying from personal experience, mine was terrible. I was out $400 for a product that I couldn't even use, and when I expressed that to them, just looking for a refund or even a partial refund for the time in which that I hadn't used in that year, they said they couldn't do anything for me. They basically told me to go away.
Go away. Go away. Go away.
So how I record my remote calls is through Skype. So I downloaded a software, I think it was a $40 lifetime fee for it, and it allows me to record any calls that I make through Skype, which is super awesome because what this allows me to do is to export them into different audio files, so one for myself and one for the guest. And the benefit to that is when editing, if you guys aren't using the same mic and it's likely you're not going to be the same frequency and pitch and whatnot, you can adjust that in post to try to make it more in unison with each other, make it sound smoother and easier on the ear, where that's not possible if it's just one audio file. Because I know you can do it for free through Google Hangouts, I believe, but I'm not, don't quote me on this, watch more videos for yourself, but I believe it comes out in one audio file, which is nice because you don't have to do as much work in post, but you also don't have that flexibility of trying to fix up the errors that come with using different mics and using this technology. So I would just say Skype for ease of use and practicality purposes, and you can get that Skype call recorder for $40 for a lifetime access to it, and there's tons of others on the market as well. So that's my 2 cents, is to use Skype. Another thing that you have to keep in mind when you're having a podcast is hosting it somewhere. There are tons of different options for this, so do your research. But let me tell you what not to do. I have a WordPress website for my business, so I did some Googling and I saw that you can host it on there with a free plugin. So I was like, oh, awesome. Signed, sealed, delivered. Sign me up. Let's go. I put it on there, and little did I know that after, it has a certain threshold that it can withstand for that free. And it's 10 episodes, it seems, because I was uploading new episodes and my previous ones were getting deleted and they were just gone because the server couldn't support it. So that was a royal pain in the ass then switching over. So I would just say, do your research, invest in a quality hosting service, because the headaches that result from it afterwards, you don't want them. It was a royal pain in the ass. I was on phone after phone after phone figuring this thing out. So avoid those. There's some paid ones that are awesome that provide you some sort of analytics, but there's also a free one which I highly, highly recommend, and that's Anchor. I use them now. It's awesome. It's super, super simple, super user-friendly and easy. And a huge bonus to that is it also provides analytics. So no brainer there. It's free. It's awesome. And it also helps, this is a huge, huge asset, is it gets it to so many different platforms right through Anchor. So it makes your job so much easier. You just put it in there and release it to all the different platforms. So it makes your job easy. One less thing to worry about. So that would be my advice, would be to go through Anchor. It's free. There's some other paid options too, which feel free to explore, but don't use your WordPress site, the free option, because that screwed me. What other advice did I have for you guys? Let me see here. What else? Oh, yes. Another thing to consider, when you start a podcast, there's a lot of things you need to think of conceptually. For the content that you are delivering, you need to think long term and also think give and take. Think selfishly, because you have to be wanting to speak to these people. You have to be wanting to have the conversations around these topics. And if you don't have that genuine connection to it, the audience is going to see that. The quality is going to suffer because of that. And it's just not going to be a good product that you're going to be putting out there. And in turn, you're not going to gain that traction and success that you want. So make sure that you're thoroughly interested in the topics and the people. And also think about it from a marketing point of view. Is the content that you're discussing in demand? Does it provide value for people? Is there a reason for them to continue to come back and listen to your next guest, listen to your next podcast? Are they taking something from it? And are there enough people that will benefit from that content? The benefit of the internet is that you have access to billions of people now. So you can still get pretty niche and find success, but you have to then determine, how do you market to those people? Because if people who are taking value or could take value from your content can't find it, and it's essentially useless, or limiting yourself greatly by not being in front of these people. So think about that. You gotta love it. You have to provide value, recurring value, and you have to make sure that it's accessible to the people who would listen to it, enjoy it, and take something from it. So think about that. Really take some time and thought into what you want to take it, where you want to take it, but also be adaptable. I initially started off my podcast where I was going to be super, super niche, just focusing on young people, millennials, and just focusing all around that. But pretty quickly after having a few of these episodes, I decided that I didn't want to limit myself to that and I wanted to broaden it. So let yourself be malleable. Let yourself be shaped by your content, your passions, and your conversations. That's the beauty of it, is that you're learning through the process. So shift it up. Have fun with it, learn from it, grow from it. That's the big beauty of it. We're all growing through these conversations, and that's the awesome part of it, is it's evergreen content. That's the beauty of podcasting, is it's here forever. So you can go back, check it, see how you did, and then compare it to your future episodes. So that's my tips. That's what I wish I knew before I started a podcast, because that would have saved me so much time, money, and effort. So listen to my advice. Good luck on starting your podcast. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. I will reply right away or as soon as I can to answer any of them with as much advice as I possibly can. Check out my podcast. I drop steady episodes every week to inspire you, empower you, and motivate you to live life your way and do dope shit. And that's what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great, great day. Keep killing it out there. Keep crushing it. And you'll hear from me soon. Peace. I don't know what that was, but bye.